And we're back for game number 2 here. CNB versus Tengen. The Brazilians versus the Americanos. And well, the first game was on US East. The second one is on Brazil, which means Tengen just won their game on their home turf, and now the Brazilians are playing on the Dia side and on their server. So that gives them a significant advantage. Either way, I promised it on HeflaTV 1 and HeflaTV 2, they are done with casting, which means one of those casters is coming here with me, and his name is the Grandis.
Yeah, didn't get to see the majority of Game 1, just the very end of it. So I'm not sure how that game actually worked out in its entirety, but this Game 2 should be pretty good. And as you said, this is a pretty iffy game as far as servers are concerned, as there's really not a good balance between the two. So Tengen get their home turf server advantage, and they'll take that game, and I think that CNB have a pretty good shot Game 2.
Yep, absolutely. And I mean, it all came down to, how can I say it? I mean, Tengen really did a good job by securing the Roshan, and I think that last decision, like I even said it in the outro, like the decision to buy back and then not contest Roshan, that was also something. If the Panda had a buyback, maybe we would have seen a longer defense, but overall, just with the ultimates, everything circling around, the Wraithking having additional life, the Viper having Aegis all the time, the third Roshan having a cheese, this was just too much HP to chew through. Like, there was no way they had enough damage, even though the Panda did such an amazing job in mid-game. But that's the problem of a Panda. It's a mid-game hero. As long as, like, he's in mid-game, fine, okay, but you only have to last through that time, and afterwards he's falling apart, pretty much, because after his ultimate ends, then there's not much action coming from him.
Yeah, there gets to be a point in the game where BKBs come out, as well as eventually you'll have the damage to bring down those Brewlings during the split, and at that point, Brewmaster can't really do his job in the team fights. The draft as far as Game 2 is concerned is going to be pretty standard. We have Skyrath Mage Viper banned out by CNB, Lycanthrope Death Prophet banned out by Tengen, with the first pick Razor by CNB.
Yep, and I guess that leaves a Doom. Wait, Death Prophet is out. Okay, they go pretty much for the same thing, except for Death Prophet was the first pick last game. Now they secured the Doom of those value heroes that go alongside the meta. But wait, what's missing? There's still a Panda available for CNB. Like Razor Panda combination, I don't think that's a bad idea, because that Panda did quite a good job in mid, and to be honest, I haven't seen a Panda offline in a long time. If CNB really thinks on their server and on Dia side they can go greedier, then they should do it right now. But no, they secured an Aegis Prophet, which was banned in the second ban stage last game, but this time CNB says like, hey guys, we need that hero, we want that hero, so they don't wait for the second ban stage, they pick it here right now.
Yeah, Nature's Prophet, instead of offering the team fight that a Brewmaster would, is going to give them a little bit of pushing power as well as split pushing power, and well, the common build right now is to go for a lot of early stat items and build into the Blade Mail so that you can fight a lot, but there's always the fallback of your just traditional build of getting ahead of Midas and transitioning into Necrobook, or the Blink Maelstrom build is pretty solid as well. There's a lot of different things you can do with this Nature's Prophet. He's kind of a lukewarm pick in that respect. He's not excelling at any one thing very well, with the exception being split push late game.
What do you say about the new stats build coming out of the Nature's Prophet? I don't talk about like picking up actually studs, but picking up like bracers and null talisman all the way till like sometimes even without boots, just getting massive studs, early aggression, and like these additional studs, they actually work quite out well, like I mean for some of the prophets at least, and then from there on they transition into sometimes Maelstrom, but yeah, they skip for example Midas's.
Yeah, I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of it, but it works out some games very well. It depends on how active your Nature's Prophet is. If you have a good Nature's Prophet player that's very comfortable with the hero, you definitely can make it to work. It's something that sounds really ridiculous on paper. Then when you see it in practice, it definitely can pan out for them, but I don't think it's something you can go for every game. And I think we're seeing it a little too much right now. It's too much of a fad. I think it's...
Well, the biggest problem with it is that, like, I mean, everybody knows Nature's Prophet. Everybody played Nature's Prophet. I mean, I have probably on my account here, my casting account, probably my most played hero is probably Nature's Prophet. Like, I pick him always when I'm annoyed about my team, so I go in the jungle and say, like, please fuck you. But the problem about Nature's Prophet is, like, if you sacrifice your jungle farm like a rush into a Midas, and from there on whatever, if you like TP in and those TPs in, they end up in a disaster, like you feeding away your life or anything like that, then like a Nature's Prophet who is shut down, like it takes quite a while till he comes back from it. That's the biggest problem. It's a very risky build, and with this new stats approach of like just stacking, I don't know, 3-4 braces or null talisman, they're like, it's interesting because then those engagements, they actually work, which makes the Nature's Prophet a lot more aggressive, and I sort of like it, but well, let's see how they play it. I mean, this meta we saw it now in the Chinese scene, in a bit of the NA scene, but mostly Europe and C. Like how it is in the South American scene, I have no idea, because we just get sometimes to cast a game, or at least for me. You guys from America, you cast more of the South American stuff here in the JDL, which means you should know better than me. Either way, second bunch stage is through. We have the Invoker, Panda, the Void, and the Pugna. Okay.
Yeah, very well. Nothing too surprising just yet banned out from either of these teams. Earthshaker's still left in the pool, and I think the Tengen Game are going to pick that up for themselves. It would give them a good support to combo with the Shadow Shaman as far as roaming around early is concerned. But instead they go for the Jakiro. A lot of early pressure coming out from this pick, although both of these supports, or rather both of these heroes, not sure how they're actually going to lane the Jakiro. But they need a little bit of setup, or something to get them in range for their spells.
Well, they had him as a support last game, but I mean, Jakiro doesn't really matter. Like, the only thing that matters about a Jakiro, land your Ice Path and do Liquid Fire on heroes and towers on site and on cooldown, then you are a good Jakiro. Like, everything else is just a bonus. Like landing Breath as Harass or Slow, that's just a bonus, and getting a nice macro pyre on people that are stunned, for example, that's another bonus. But everything else is just Liquid Fire and of course a bit of Ice Path. That's what a good Jakiro does. But on the other side, we have a Rubik. Okay, the Rubik is definitely something interesting here in this game. I mean, we can steal Master Up and Wards as well as the Doom. Also, Rubik very nice on the Doom if he steals Devour. That gives Rubik always like a little boost in gold and whatnot. So I definitely like that pick. But wow, there's Tinker. And this is bad news. This is bad news for CNB, because right now, apart from the Razor, there's not really anything tanky out there yet. So a Tinker with a fast Dagon, that's dangerous.
Yeah, and I think even more problematic for them is they don't have a way to really catch out this Tinker. They can get vision of him with the Plasma Field as well as the Sprout, but they've already committed 2 of their core picks to this Razor as well as Nature's Prophet, and they're just not very good at counteracting the Tinker. I mean, you already talked about your screw you pick for pubs. Mine is Tinker, where you just kind of farm out the whole map, and you can pretty much be in your own little world. And if you're allowed to do that, you are an incredibly scary force. It's a nightmare to push into. And while Rubik standalone, he's not very good at ganking a Tinker, and if you run into March of Machines, the Rubik could just end up giving away his own life. They'll need something else if they want to kill this Tinker.
I mean, Tinker is vulnerable against everything that can follow him into trees then later, but that could be, for example, like a Spectre is nice for vision, like everything with a blink, sure, but then you have to guess right which tree he's going for. Nature's Prophet can help a bit with the Nature's Call to clear out some trees, maybe catching the Tinker, but overall you need heroes like Avoid, Spectre, Storm. Those heroes, they are the typical Tinker hunters, but well, apart from Nature's Prophet making a lucky guess, for example, we don't have anything that really can catch a Tinker, which means he will have a good time unless there's some nice pick coming out by CNB.
Yeah, I don't know. Usually your conventional Tinker pick-off heroes are not going to be the best heroes. You've already picked up your Nature's Prophet as well as Razor, and, well, they'll go for the Wraith King here, which is a solid support for ganking up the Tinker. You can start with Ray Fire Blast and follow up with the Telekinesis, and if you're getting a link throughout all of that, they'll definitely have the damage to do so, but, I don't know, it's nothing groundbreaking. Even if you kill the Tinker early on, he can still rely on his stacks, and I don't think that's enough to really shut him down.
Yep, I mean, Wraith King, he was very solid last game. I mean, he started as a support, but he got quite some farm. He was busy, I don't know, for 10 minutes just farming Ancients, like really catching up, making sure that Tengen has like a nice gold and experience, like Rasho in comparison to CNB. But the problem is now it's on CNB side. It's again on the Dire side, so this is very good for Roshan, obviously. But overall, the Wraith King, I don't know, I'm just looking at him. When he fights in the March of Machines, he's very vulnerable against this, like not very slow as such, and I don't know, is he support, is he not? That's the question. I mean, Nature's Prophet is going to be our offlaner, Razor probably in the mid, Rubik and Wraith King support, and they might pick another core, or maybe that's the core, and we find another support picked, but that would be I mean, that's the good thing about Wraith King. You never know, and that's why you can play around a bit. So Tengen has to decide now, hey, is this a core Wraith King or is this a support? But I guess it's a support. 90%.
Yeah, I would assume as much.
Yeah.
If he goes core, I'd like to see a blade mail maybe coming out from him, just to be annoying to the Tinker and whatnot, but I don't know, even then, I think it's just a little too much to commit that amount of farm to a Wraith King that's just going to get kited around.
Yep, let's see. They ban out the Silencer. Okay, I can totally understand this. Like, Silencer that would force a lot of pressure, or like, it puts a lot of pressure on the Shadow Shaman, Shakira, and Doom. They work around spells. The same for the Tinker. I guess the Tinker, I mean, he could still play defensively, just TP, I say. Blink in the trees and wait out the silence, for example. But yeah, overall, the Doom would be forced into a BKB, and Shadow Shaman and Shakira, they just have to outlast the silence. So, yep, I like this one. And they ban out the Naga. I don't understand this one. Did you see a Naga come in here?
Not at all. If they run it as a core, that's way too greedy. With the Doom and Tinker already on the pitch, there's not going to be any room on the map for them to farm if they fall behind at all. And in theory, it could be nice as a support to set up a Jakiro Ice Path Macro Pyre, but they don't have anything else to dump into that. Maybe a March of the Machines on the ground, but yeah, I wouldn't have liked the Naga pick if they went for that. I'm not sure why CNB are scared of it.
Yep, like, I couldn't imagine a Naga in any role here, except for, I don't know, making a nice setup. I mean, Naga would be good, of course, with the song. Like, if you get the Wraith King, for example, and you see like, oh damn, he's coming back and we're all low, we would die. Bam, Naga song on, and that would be cool. It would also be nice against Nature's Prophet. It's another interrupt. Ensnare would interrupt. We have the Sleep that would interrupt everything. And of course, it's also a nice setup. If you start a fight, Tinker can put up 2 Marcher machines before you even go in the fight, and then just stop the Naga song, then lock the people down. Now with the puck being picked, a Dream Coil would do the trick, holding them in place around the Marcher machines. I guess it could have worked.
Yeah. How are these lanes actually going to work out for Tengen game? I'm going to assume that that's a mid-Tinker with an off-lane puck, safe lane farming Doom with supports. But then again, this could be a safe lane farming Tinker where they, I don't know, pick up the puck. As far as heroes to pick off the Tinker are concerned, CNB pick up quite possibly the best one in the Storm Spirit. I'm not sure how well he's actually going to be able to do this game. Up against a Doom, as well as in lane up against a Tinker, I'm not sure he's going to be able to get much out of this map, because Tinker, although in the mid game is countered by the Storm Spirit because he's able to jump him, in mid, that matchup is very much in the favor of Tinker. They might give the Storm Spirit the safe lane farm and have the Razor versus Tinker matchup.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I like the Storm as such, just for the fact that he can do a lot against Tinker as well as Puck. But then, of course, he's also vulnerable against, for example, silences and stuff like that. And the Puck is, of course, a candidate. If he gets a nice jump on the Storm, that might not work out. But let's see. I've seen Storms like going full YOLO mode, and I remember that 40R is actually a decent Storm Spirit player. Now that he is on a Brazilian server, he should not have any lag issues. And that, of course, is really required for a Storm, because Storm, with the ultimate, zapping around, you can do so many disjoints. But for now, they're just smoking up and possibly looking for something here in the enemy jungle. And yeah, we go introduce them. King RD on the Razor, then Nature's Prophet being played by Net behind him. We already talked about that fella. It's 40R on the Storm. Billy in the front lines now. He wants to find a stun, and maybe actually he finds one here on the Doom. This is bad news. Maybe if they have a Sprout, no, they don't even need this, because they have the telekinesis, and Doom, they're so dead. And I guess that gives me time to introduce the last player. It's Baga, the one who just did that awesome telekinesis. Nice follow-up. And that's it. First blood for CNB. Good start for them, and let's see what we got on the Radiant side.
Well, the hero that just gave up first blood, it is going to be Doom, played by Goofy. And that's not the start that you want for your Doom, although he can come back. It's a lot of gold going the way of CNB. I think it was Razor that picked up that first blood, currently sending himself out. Basilius as well as a healing salve. The Shadow Shaman going to be played by Nerla. The other support is going to be our Jakiro, handled by Ryanu. The mid hero is going to be Tinker, played by Scar. And the offlane hero will be Puck, played by Railgun.
Yep, and I just fucked up my overlay, by the way. My hotkey didn't work again for the freaking in-game overlay, so yeah, the first blood will always be covered by a nice little window of picks and bans. So, hate me for it. My name is HeflaTV, I'm the noob steering OBS here. Making personal advertisement from best fails. I should announce it in chat, you know, we have 2 minutes delay, so I can announce already, hey guys, you hate me in some seconds, but we are focusing on the game, I guess.
Well, stun on the Scar. They're going to start out on this kill. They do not have a pullback, but they do have the lift from the Rubik, and they'll throw him back towards his tower. He's going to try to run towards the north. I think he's still dead here. Let's see if they'll be able to chase him down. They need a couple more auto attacks than Scar. He's going to waste a lot of their time, but I think he's going to die. The Wraith King's too far back to get off another stun. Doesn't have the mana. And actually, is Scar going to survive? This is a very awkward situation here. They're rotating the Razor as well.
So
he does not...
time.
Yeah, Scar's going to survive. He has the self, and he's fine.
It's a 305, but there is a new stun now available, but the problem is, Jesus Christ, like, he's already so far on his side. Wow, what a little chase. But yeah. It should have worked out earlier, but no, it didn't. And with the Jakiro being in the mid, also doing some harass on the Storm Spirit already out of tangos, so that's of course bad news. And yeah, Michael Loris just informing me about overlay since he sees the first blood.
Yeah, I don't know, it happens. The Tinker is actually winning as far as experience is concerned versus the Storm Spirit. He's able to get more because the supports were sapping that. Currently they're rotating down towards bottom, potentially going to find a kill here. They do not have Sprout and didn't have the mana even if they had that point on Ned, and Doom as well as Shadow Shaman will back off to safety. The Jakiro is still kind of hanging around and not really doing much.
Oh, that puck. The puck driven out here by the Razor, that was a nice deal. 98 damage stolen as well as the plasma field, but unfortunately only level 1 and also didn't hit on the puck, and now he's also getting some tower hits as well, which means he's forced into a salve, which he's using right now. And then, bottom, we have... maybe a go here on the Jakiro. Did they see him? No, he is behind the tree, but there's the Brav, there's the telekinesis. That is enough if the Nature's Prophet comes in, but with the Scorched Earth there, that's too much damage here, but they might actually go... No, they go on the Wraith King, and that's probably an easy kill. Yes, it is, with the other shock.
Yep, they will be able to secure that one. A very awkward movement coming out from the supports. I think the biggest problem there was that the Nature's Prophet was nowhere to be seen. This 1v1 matchup up top, I didn't expect there to be any kills, but Railgun was zoned out pretty heavily. Has plenty of regen to sit in this lane. I think it's more or less going to be pretty even, although the puck isn't CSing as well as the Razor, as to be expected. Most of the action is probably going to stick down in bottom, or wherever these supports, the Wraith King as well as Rubik, go.
Yep. I'm just reading the chat. No! Hate me for the overlay. Oh, but Jakiro, that's actually a bad position. It's just too bad that Jakiro doesn't have an Ice Path, because the Ice Path would have made it possible for the Shackles. But actually, no, Shackle's not coming in. He's just going for the other shock. He only wanted to interrupt the Clarity, which he managed, but the Rasta, well, he's equipped with 3 Clarities in summary, so no problem there. But we have also a Smoke Gank in the mid. They want to get that Tinker. I guess it's the right decision. Get that Tinker down, shut him down as much as possible. But at the moment the Tinker's under the tower. Their smoke is going to run out pretty much soon. And that's of course bad news. But in the meantime we have Shadow Shaman. Well, oh, he's blocking him in with the trees. Like, this is bad news. Like, his team has to come. But the other shock, bringing him low. He's gonna lose that man fight here. Yep, with the Shackles. Easy peasy.
Yeah, and now Tunerla, he's still blocked in. Oh, they're looking for this kill. They're going to pull back Scar, and now the right clicks are going to be there this time. No funny chases going on. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade across the map, but CNB getting the better exchanges. Tinker is arguably more important than the Nature's Prophet. Tunerla is going to be able to back off, and yeah, good rotation coming up from these supports.
Yeah, but that was really, it was kind of a stupid decision by Net, because he knew that Jakiro must be somewhere around, and even the Doom could have gone there. Like a man fight versus that Rasta, and I mean, it's not like the Rasta doesn't hit for anything. He has a 58 damage, like 2 branches. That was a very interesting choice, but oh, there's a level 1 Sprout coming out here. He wants the Jakiro, but is this Brown Boots versus Brown Boots, I think? Yeah, and that's not much difference there in MS, and also the side rotations, they're not going for it. There is vision. They saw everything here. With this ward, they know everything. Hey, wait. Like, you can actually draw on the water now, and it's actually seen.
Oh.
Look at this.
Wonderful. This is
amazing.
Patch.
The new patch is amazing.
They also fixed the HUD thing, so you don't have to reload that, so that's wonderful.
Whoa. Like, I didn't see, like, I didn't... Wow, like, usually I refrain from painting anything on the water for the viewers, because I know it's like, it's stupidly under the layer of water, you know, and you don't really see it anyway. But now I was just accidentally there, and I was like, oh, but in the meantime, we have a go here, and that poor Rubik, he's getting shackled up, Ice Path, and just one more right click needed. The Wraith King, well, he gets that stun on the Tinker, and that might actually be the kill they're looking for. There's the Vortex. Is it enough with the right clicks? Because there's the laser, and oh, that Storm is really low, but the Wraith King still hitting him. There's a stun. No, there's not a stun, but in the meantime, the Jakiro is finding nothing there, but maybe... No Ettershock. Like, these kills are all not happening because of mana. Where's the mana? There needs to be more mana. A stick would have done the trick.
It would have, but Railgun always kind of die up top to the Razor. Wasn't able to jaunt away fast enough, and... Oh, Razor finds himself a solo kill on the puck. That's something that probably shouldn't happen, but Razor's going to be very happy for it. CSing the best in this game, 30 at almost 6 minutes in. He's doing fine in that department, now getting 2 kills. King RD is looking to get a very scary start, currently setting himself out the headdress.
Yep. But still, like, I'm really disappointed because, like, the Wraith King as well as the Rasta, they have enough money, like, to just buy that damn stick. And that stick would have made a difference. Like, around that Wraith King, for example, there were more than 10 spells cast. Like, that was so much they were all casting, and, like, he just had a second stun. That was a kill on the Tinker, which was very important. And even the Rasta with the stick would have gotten the kill on the Storm Spirit, because with the stick he had another Ettershock available. So you see, stick, it's a goddamn important item. It's the best item.
It really is. Especially for a starved support that doesn't have enough to get those arcane boots, it's very pivotal. Like that one Ether Shock, that one Wraith Fire Blast could have turned into a kill. They're committing a lot up towards this tier 1 tower, and it's just not going to be contested coming up from Tengen. They're not getting much in trade out across the map, but it's a lot of time wasted by 4DR especially.
Well, they trade this tower for free farm on 2 other lanes. I mean, the Tinker at the moment doing also some damage to the tier 1 tower, but well, I mean, Tinker damage is not too impressive, so this tower is definitely going down, especially, I mean, 4 heroes now, okay, even the Furion coming in, and to be honest, with this momentum, they might even go for more. Now, the CNB is forcing Tengen to make the decision, hey guys, we keep on farming, or we keep on fighting. To be honest, I think right now you should hand that Tinker a TP, because the level 4 Marcher Machines would just put an end to this push.
It really would, but there's not really a great way to do that, and they're not committing anybody except for the puck. The creep aggro pulled off by one of the Treants, and puck zoned out by King RD there. Looks like they're going to take this tier 2 without much of a contest. Tinker is walking there, although fairly slowly. He'll be able to drop a Marcher Machines. I don't think it's going to be enough to save this tower. And well, Storm Spirit gets kill on the Doom in the meantime. Down in bottom, a lot of action fighting as well. 4DR, he's man fighting up against Ryanoob as well as Tunurla. They're going to lift up Ryanoob. Ryanoob is probably going to fall here. The Ice Path is actually going to clip 4DR. 4DR is going to die. He's trying to destroy as much damage as possible. He will. With the TP in from the Nature's Prophet, they get everything across this map. 4 kills and the tier 2.
Oh god, that Storm surviving. Jesus Christ, that was a bad trade. This was a 3-for-0. And they didn't even get the tower. 263 HP left on that one, and in return, CNB not just gets a triple kill there, they are also getting a tier 1 and a tier 2. That is bad news for Tengen. Really, really bad news.
It really is. Their Tinker, he's not getting enough out of this map. His Ancients, although they're not blocked, have not been stacked at all. I think that's actually quite a big mistake, especially since you're not stacking up your large and medium camp either. It's not that... Yeah, he should have done that earlier on. Now it's not really... It's good.
There's a lonely Doom.
Yeah, and now the Storm Spirit comes back with the zip in, the pullback onto Goofy. They are going to get this kill fairly easily. Nature's Prophet TPing in. No talismans, but does have the power treads to give him that little bit of extra damage. And yeah, the Doom, very hasty move to just expend that cooldown onto Baga. It doesn't even net him the deny.
Yep, that Doom was optimistic, to say the least. Because that... Oh, Storm wants to go for more, but there's 2 people here around the tower. Like, this is bad news for him. Now he's just being shackled. I don't know what he's doing here, but 40R, where's TP? He has no TP. Using the bottle, but yeah, you're going down, my friend.
Yep, slowly but surely, no mana. They're just gonna chase him down. Ice Path from long range will clip him. Jakiro gets to the dominating.
Yeah, he loses the dominating to Jakiro on that Ice Path. Jesus Christ, on the last little edge. Like, that was a nice little ice cube, but in the mid there's the Tinker. He's being stunned up, and now the Razor's just going ham on him. Like, with the Eye of the Storm, one more right click is needed. They get him. There's at least, I mean, he still had the Mac, so he was never really in danger, to be honest.
Yep, they will lose the reincarnation on Billy there. I think that was just tower shots after tanking the Marcher Machines, but they'll also get the tier 1 tower, so still a valiant trade for them despite losing the Storm Spirit down in bottom after a very ill-advised dive.
Absolutely, in Storm, he's going again here, already on the Jakiro, and he's down, and now Doom Vortex. He doesn't even have a Doom to turn around, get that kill on the Rubik. No, he just goes down. That's a 2-for-1, and Tinker just DCing, and Tengen, nobody really noticed. Like, oh, what's up with our Tinker?
He was dead earlier on, so they probably were just waiting for him to respawn, and now he's going to reconnect. It probably wouldn't have mattered much anyway, but yeah, they'll get that without much trouble. 4-12, CNB are doing wonderful, especially on the server. I think that's actually a really big difference this game. Like, I hate pointing fingers at Ping, but it just feels like a completely different team.
Yeah, I think, Grennis, you should stop pointing fingers. This is really nice. I mean, really.
I see.
No, you're right. Like, at the moment, Tengen, it feels like a different team, but Ping issues, and to be honest, it's not just that. Like, the fights were really unlucky. I mean, it's... Oh, Storm. Finding again here that poor Rasta, and... Well, he doesn't have Vortex, but who needs Vortex when there's even a Rubik helping? A Rubik getting really low, but there's no one to follow up anyway, and yeah, Nature's Prophet coming in with a little trained army. That's easy to one tower as well, and Shakiro, I don't think you want to be here. You should run for your life.
Probably. He's juking through the trees, finding the path that the Storm left him, but he's going to get Wraithfire blasted up, and I think he's going to die here. He's going to be slowed down, throws on Ice Path. It's going to land onto Billy, but Ryan Noob, he's going to die. Not going to take the Wraith King with him, and no support coming in just yet. They're going to lose this tower as well with no contention. This Wraith King has a Blink Dagger before the enemy Puck that was landing in the offlane well, and Puck's not going to have his for quite some time. Went for 2 null talismans.
Okay, there are the null talismans coming out. Okay. Well, I don't really understand, but what I wanted to say about the fights, I have to say they are also quite unlucky. I mean, the last two ones, like Rasta and Shakiro dying there, pretty much fighting for a lost cause. I don't know, like, you know, it doesn't really represent Tengen, at least not what they did in game 1. But I think the Rasta, yeah, he's gonna die again. He is stunned, and the rest comes from the Storm Spirit without any problem. I mean, the Wraith King, you gotta be a bit more careful, sure. 140 HP left, but still, there's no follow-ups, there's no nothing, especially the Puck. I mean, the Puck this game, I think it's fair to say he's useless so far.
Yeah, I'd say that's a fair assessment as well. Railgun, it's not his fault entirely. I mean, dying in lane to the Razor was probably his biggest blunder there, but as an offlane Puck, you really need a Blink Dagger at a decent timing, and with dying and also going for these null talismans, he's not going to have that, and there's just no impact. He didn't roam around, didn't get kills once he got level 6. In fact, he hasn't had level 6 for very long. Tier 2 tower going to under standard pressure. Macropar does very little of anything. Well, Dreamcoil as well as Ice Path up Ned. Something stolen is the illusory orb. Nothing thrown out just yet. They're going to lift up the poor Shadow Shaman that gets blown to shreds. They are going to doom up 4DR, but 4DR can just back out here. They're not going to get that kill, but they will zone him out. King RD is taking up the March Machines as well as the tower. Probably needs to back up pretty soon as they blink in with Wraith King. They're going to go on Goofy. Billy's taking a live damage from the March, and he is going to fall. Does not have Reincarnation up for cooldown. Railgun still very low. Baga looking for this kill. He has Faithful, but he's going to get Ice Path under tower, and Baga, well, now we have 4DR jumping back into this fight. After he gets the Doom off of him, they'll be able to blow up the Puck. 4DR goes up the high ground, will avoid the March of Machines. That's your completed Orchid at 13 minutes in for the Storm Spirit. So many towers, so many kills. 9-1 and 6. 4DR is going to be very scary.
If Tengen had a better game here before this fight, like, this would have been a team wipe on CNB. Everybody is escaping, just, I don't know, on an inch of their toes. Just running away with 150 or 150, 60 on the Storm, 180 HP. It's not even funny for Tengen. It's not the first time this is also happening. That's why I said they are also quite unlucky in this game, besides, of course, having ping issues here on a Brazilian server. But, well, that's how it is. I mean, they were tanking March Machines already, and with that Mac, like, they survived all just such a tiny bit. Like, that's the biggest problem. If you hope for a comeback and then you have such unlucky fights, the problem is the next fights, they're not going to be supported by towers, because there's only one tower left, and that's the bottom tier 2. Like, this tower that probably was the 6th hero of Tengen. Most of the CNB heroes, they tanked up so much tower damage, but it was just not enough in the end. That's just the fact. And 40 minutes in, they go in Roshan. That's the best they can do, obviously. It's just solidify what they already have in gold and experience. And I think we also should look at in the crafts, fairness.
Yeah, definitely. The advantage is very much in favor of CNB with about 1,200 or 12,000, excuse me, gold in their favor. Not as large in the experience graph. It's only about 8,000 there, but still a hefty lead for CNB.
Yep. I mean, the experience is obviously explained by the fact that they fight a lot together. But yeah, in the end, 12k in experience, you definitely notice that. Like all these items that give you extra HP pool. That's why I said like just a bit less gold on CNB's side, a bit less XP, and those fights would be a lot more equal. We not talk about much, but now they want to fight with that newly acquired Aegis, but I don't know, the rest of the team didn't get the memo, so at the moment Wraith King just, he wants to find a Jakiro, but I can't. That was close.
I think the one that's going to need to be careful is the Tinker. He's trying to TP out the long zip, and now the Pulse Scar is dead. No Orchid necessary.
That's why I said Storm.
Yeah.
It's just perfect for Tinker. I mean, look at this Tinker. He's first of all he's poor. He has no stats whatsoever besides his old talisman. And oh, there's a Doom on the Rubik. Oh, Blink just to get another right click in there. And with all this damage, no, if he dies, he will be denied. But no,
it'll
they
be
don't
a
even
mech
need it. But
too.
okay, Nature's Prophet killed by Puck. That's the first good action we see of him, and the Rubik living again. Was it this? This was the third Doom we saw. The first one was on the Rubik, and I missed this one. Sorry.
Yeah, just lift, Wraith Fire Blast, Shadow Shaman dead. Kind of the story of his game, 1, 5, and 3. Shadow Shaman's been picked off time and time again. Smoke coming out from both of these supports. Billy looking for bottom. If the Jakiro shows his face, oh, I think Ryanoob's too close. Did they catch him? No, nighttime vision. So it'll be fine.
Yeah. No, I actually didn't expect this kill to happen because like I was like, okay, he's on the other side, he's on low ground, but what I completely missed is that both of them already have a Blink Dagger. So Blink Dagger initiation, Ray Fire Blast as well as telekinesis. Like he even stole Ether Shock. I mean, you know how much damage that is at the moment, just those two supports, and this is a full Ray Fire Blast. That's damage over time. 50. How long does it tick? Wait, that's 200, and Ether Shock that is 260. And then Fate Bolt for like they can take out another support here easily.
Yeah, very easily. And well, speaking of that, Ryanoop, they're going to go onto him. The Wraith King pretty much solos him up with help with the Plasma Field, and that's all they needed.
Yep, absolutely. There's only one hope for Tengen, and this hope is called Tinker Marching Machines. That's the only thing that could hold them possibly out of the base at the moment. But with this solid lead, CNB, they're just looking for a nice opening, getting a kill here and there, whoever dares to get out of the base. But still, like, I wanted to see something of this Puck. I mean, Raygun, he had such an amazing Clockwork game last, like, in the start of the series. Like, he missed of all these hook shots just 3. And I don't know, this Puck, we saw one kill now solo on the Nature's Prophet, but everything before was just, it just doesn't work out at the moment. It just does not work out.
Yeah, it's really not. It's going to be a little bit better for him now that he picks up his Blink Dagger just after the gold ticks up for it. So the hope is there for a really big initiation, but even then, I don't think they really have the follow-up. It's all about that March Machines. If they can get everybody Dream Pulled in like 2 or 3 stacks of the March, it could be huge. But right now, they're just tanking through it. They're taking this tier 2 tower with the Aghanims on King RD. They don't care.
No, they shouldn't care. The Razor is really, really tanky, even though he had to use his mech now, but like even with Liquid Fire and whatnot, the Eye of the Storm just too successful in getting that tower down. They even used the Cliff. By the time by the time the Razor runs out, they use the Cliff. Like they might as well just not use it, because look at this, 36 HP now left. Like the Siege Engine there got 3 more shots off, and well, like they can just rinse and repeat that at the moment. They lock them down in the base, and CNB just comes up whenever their ultimate is back. And to be honest, they're not even going back. They just keep on sieging this. Like Nature's Prophet makes sure that like the other lanes are also getting pushed in. So it's all about marching machines. That's their only hope.
It really is. That's the only way they can keep these heroes at arm's length. CNB, although they don't have a good carrier for it, if they had a pipe, this game would be more or less over. Razor could potentially pick it up. Wraith King's too far away and probably has other things in mind. So yeah, I don't think we're going to see that for quite some time, although I wouldn't be opposed to seeing maybe even the Nature's Prophet pick it up. But he's going to be going for an Orchid, it seems.
I don't know. I don't think it's a good choice as such, but sure, why not?
It doesn't matter. Like at this point, he just has so much over the enemy team that anything is good. Well, Puck jumps in on a 2, they get the Doom, and that's a good initiation, but they're going to lose the Doom immediately as 40R joins the fray, still has his Aegis, and they're going to blow up the Shadow Showers. Well, buyback from your Doom, but that's going to do nothing. They're going to lose Raging Reincarnation. Railgun avoids that slow. They might lose the Aegis onto 40R. 40R is probably going to be pretty happy with that, though. Still has 11 stick charges. Oh, regeneration room pop by him as well. He's ready to jump back in here as soon as somebody shows their face.
But not even the Mass Serpent Ward's used as a defense for the Rax and for all those people going out. And the Storm, he's going back and he wants to Tinker. He wants to really stop him. And now with the Vortex, he just gets him. I don't know, is there a buyback on him? I don't think so. And the Doom, he might die as well. And with the Doom dead, I think this is a GG. But oh, they want to go for more. They're Puck being stunned and 40R, like he's still going. I can't even believe this. Now Tinker is coming in, but what does he want here? He's just getting right-clicked by Eraser with 140 damage stolen, and that's GG. He disconnected instantly, and there it is. They just kill off the Chikiro, and that's it. That's it for the series. Wow, we see the level 1 Master Boom wards now, and oh, where's the kill on 40R? He's healing up so much with the
He had an Aegis. He didn't even lose that in the fight. Like, there was nothing they could do to stop that Storm at the end of the day. It was a very dominating performance coming out from them.
Oh well, either way guys, there's more to come. This is not CNB's last game. They play against Isoros in... Wow, we still got a lot of time. At 23 CET. So, we're gonna stay here on this channel. I'm gonna stay online for a bit, or maybe I let it run, or Michael Loras takes over the stream. Either way, everything else will be here today on this stream, since HeflaTV 1 and HeflaTV 2 is already done. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. We see you at the next game. CNB versus Isoros, and Isoros versus then another South American team, which I can't pronounce or can't even find right now. But I'm gonna post you later, and of course all these info is also available on Facebook and Twitter as usual. My name is HeflaMark, with me was Grandis, and yeah, I'm gonna upload the VODs, and then we just wait for the next series to come up. See ya!